Hello, this is Michelle Winters, and I'm here with Jen Wooding, who I'm so excited to welcome because she is got a very interesting background. Jen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So hey Michelle, hey
Hi.
everybody. I'm so happy to be on this live and be in this group. I have been in the flooring business for over 20 years, and I created a product that can go on stairs that's made out of the actual LVP products that everybody loves right now.
hmm So currently, you are operating your retail flooring location, and you are also manufacturing this product for stairs, correct?
Yes, we have two locations. One side is our retail store, and the other side is the manufacturing facility.
So, what got you so excited about stairs that you went and created a process and a product for them? Like, at what point in your career in retail flooring did you decide just stairs are your jam?
About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was working with with Southwind Flooring,
Uh
and
huh.
they actually came out with a product for stairs, and it intrigued me because so many people were asking what to do with their stairs. And I thought, well, this would be actually amazing if we could have this same product and but be able to provide it for any line of flooring, not just one specific line. Because what I would do is I would try to match a Southwind color to another color floor that a customer
hmm
wanted just so we could do their stairs.
Okay. And you have been selling stairs on most of your jobs ever since?
Mostly every single job we sell, even if it's one step. I try to sell stairs on every
So you
job.
always get at least one stair in there,
You could,
and that's
yes,
interesting.
anything. Yep.
That's interesting because, stairs can be a little bit tricky. And I know a lot of people go out to estimate jobs or measure for jobs and, look the other way if there's a staircase because they are so tricky, but you go in there looking for the stairs, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yep. As soon as we walk in the house and they were there for an estimate for any flooring, I always ask them what they plan on doing with their stairs. That's actually in
Interesting.
my top three questions.
Ah, and how has that impacted your revenue or your margins?
Well, actually, Michelle, the cool thing about it is that every time we sell a set of stairs, we make about 65 to 70% margin on the jobs.
You said 65 to 70%
Yes.
margin
Yes.
on the job.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's a huge upsell because it's like a want for the customer. And once you show them the stair cap and you show them the finished the product before and after pictures, and you create that excitement, they will find a way to put it in their budget.
And when you say the stair cap, you're talking about your product, which is available through your company, ProCaps.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But when a customer calls you for a flooring job and they haven't mentioned anything about stairs, but you get to the home and you see that there are stairs that could use an update. How do you approach that conversation with the customer?
Well, Michelle, the first thing is that you want to create excitement with your customer, no matter if you're selling them a floor or whatever the product is that you're selling them.
Mhm.
And so I always go in the house with the intention of selling the stairs. It's already done in my mind before I even get in there. So when the customer's there, I just say, "Hey, I have this awesome product that we just created for stairs that we've been
Mhm.
using. And your stairs are right here as soon as you walk in the house. Don't you want to make sure they stand out?" And this is the first thing everybody sees when they come in. So it's
Right.
all about creating excitement with the customer. And
Mhm.
you can do the same thing when you pick out their floor for them. I mean, 90% of the time I pick out the floor for them too, because it's you're in this with them. That's the way I look at it.
Mhm. So you just go ahead and measure the stairs. You get
Mhm.
them to agree to let you measure the stairs, and then you present a quote. Do you separate out the stairs and the rest of the job? What do you do?
No, I always put it in the job. and
Mhm.
tell them, look, I'll put this in the job. If you decide you want to do it, great. If not, we can always take it out. So I don't ever do a separate price for it. I want them to see the complete quote with everything in it,
Okay.
because you never know. I mean, they might be comparing prices, and another company might have given them, a $10,000 job with no stairs. And I might be a $10,000 job and you can get your stairs done. And that is normally what happens.
Wow. So most of the time when you offer a quote including stairs, people end up taking it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Most of the
Oh.
time they do. And even if, like I said, if they only have like a step and a landing that's visible when you walk in, I always say, hey, that would look so good. Let's do that. Like, it's an automatic, let's do it. I don't ever ask. I mean, I'm always saying, hey, I think we should do this, and let's go. Let's do this. And they're just like,
Talking
oh,
of you,
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
so excited, so they get
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is there any type of staircase or like anything that if you saw would be an immediate no for you? Like that, what are the type of staircases that we should just not touch, always avoid?
So there's different stairs across the country.
Mm-hmm.
In the South, we have stairs that have treads, already prefab treads put on them, which means they have the round front.
Right.
When you get up north in New York, Midwest, they tend to build steps that are 2x4s. So you have to look at the shape of the step before you sell it. That's first and foremost. So depending on what area of the country you're in, and if you don't know, you can always contact me and ask me. That way you automatically know if they're a candidate. The other thing is our caps only come 44 inches long. So anything over 44 inches would not be a candidate.
Mm-hmm. What do people do if the stairs are over 44 inches? What's the solution?
Okay, so what we recommend, so again, in North Carolina, a lot of times your bottom step will be wider and then they narrow as they go up. So for those bottom wide steps, what we do is we tell them we will sand and finish those bottom steps as close as we can to the LVP on the other steps. So they're only having to sand and finish 2 steps, and we can match the stain very closely.
Okay.
So that's a solution.
Okay. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to ask you about as the reigning queen of LVP stairs, measuring for stair jobs can be a little bit tricky. What are your kind of best practices or tips for calculating a stair job?
So it's really easy, and I sent you over that worksheet that you can.
Yes, and I will share that with everybody.
So on the worksheet, it's very easy. You just calculate how many stair treads you have. So you're going to need 1 piece of plank per stair tread, and then you're going to need 1 piece of plank to click into the cap on the tread. So you need 2 pieces of LVP per step.
Mm-hmm.
So I always take the amount of pieces that are in the box. So if there's 10 pieces in a box and you have 15 stairs, then you're going to need 3 boxes of plank.
And Jen did create a worksheet for everybody that is available at that link that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and I'll also add it in the comments with this video, that breaks it down and makes it super easy. It's basically count how many planks you need, count how many stair caps you need.
Mm-hmm. I even made it even easier. Now I'm just doing, for our retail store, I'm doing $135 a step. And that includes the ProCap, the riser, and the installation.
So you figured that based on like the average cost of material?
I figured that based on my labor cost.
Okay.
We do $55 a step for the labor, $55 a step for the ProCap, and $25 a step for the riser.
Mm-hmm.
And then that works out to be $135 a step.
Okay, so that plus the material.
Plus the material. And the other cool thing why you can make money with this is because your customer is going to pay for those extra boxes of material. So you're not having to pay for the actual material to get the caps made.
Okay.
And so that's another little thing that you have to remember, because when I first started selling stairs, I'd always forget to add those boxes.
Oh.
So we would get it and we would make the caps, and then I wouldn't have enough to do the tread because I forgot. So you have to always remember, like, I need extra for the tread. An average staircase is 15 steps. So if you order 4 boxes of LVP, you should be good for
Mhm.
those types of jobs. And it works out to be just a little over 100 square feet. But when you're calculating stairs, you want to calculate it per plank,
Okay.
not by square footage.
Okay. So that's a key difference in estimating a flooring job versus
Yeah.
stairs.
Yeah. You always want to go by the amount of stairs that there are.
Okay.
And then you go from there. Now, those are our retail prices in North Carolina. I've got dealers across the country that are 150 to 175 a step with our ProCaps.
Mm.
So, and remember that too, because this is a new product, that it's a product right now that you can name your price.
Mm.
If somebody wants their stairs done, they can't shop around really because there's not a lot of options.
Right.
The only other option would be, a lot of companies are coming out with like a full tread, which is coordinating. It's not the actual floor. So again, you're not going to get an exact match to your floor. And then the other thing is, we use the traditional stair nose, which can create a tripping hazard.
Right.
And they don't stay on very well at all.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about that product, ProCaps, your product that you manufacture there in North Carolina, and explain how it works. So let's say somebody just followed your process, went out, measured a stair job. They know exactly how many caps they're going to need. They know which material the customer has selected. What next?
Okay, so what they would do is they would send us an email, or they can go to our website. We do have a form on our website that you can fill out, and then just let us know what the material is that the customer picked out. If we have access to it with one of our vendors, we can order it for you and bring it in. So that would save you a step of shipping us material.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that we're working on right now, is we're trying to streamline that process a little bit, because UPS and it's hard. Obviously, we're so busy. Like, the last thing you want to do, right, is try to ship LVP to me.
Right.
So
I'm in Texas, if I were to call my supplier and say, I need this much material for this job, but I want 4 boxes of it routed to ProCaps in North Carolina.
Yep, you could absolutely do that.
They do that. So
Yep. So you could do
either
that
way, you end up with the exact material that's going to
Yes.
be used on this job. And then what happens?
And then as soon as we get the material, it takes approximately 5 to 7 business days for us to manufacture it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we send it right back to you. So it's from the time the material gets to us, we put it right in queue, get them made, and we ship them back. And depending on where you are in the country, it's usually 2 to 3 days to get them back.
Okay.
From
So
that point. So I would always tell my customer 2 weeks.
Okay. To be safe,
Is a good safe side for that.
2 weeks. Did they end up with a stair cap that is an exact match to the flooring material that's going on the stairs?
Yes.
And that's kind of the beauty of the product, right?
Yeah, that's the best part about it, is that you're not having to try to match a stain to hardwood.
Mm-hmm.
For a hardwood stain to these LVPs, especially the gray ones, they're really hard to match up.
Yeah.
So yes, and also too, you never have to sand and finish them. I mean, and they're super easy to keep clean as well.
Mm-hmm. So during this process of selling the customer and explaining to them the beauty of the ProCap solution and LVP stairs, what are I'm sure there's a ton of features and benefits that you could mention, but what are the ones that customers respond the best to that always help push the sale forward?
The look and the impressing your friends, impressing people when they come in your house.
So you point out that it's a point of focus visually.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I try to get them to do any step that is visible by the door or anything I try to get them to do.
So the minute you walk through the door, you're like, "Where's the stair? Where's
Yeah,
the
as soon as
most
I walk in,
visible
yep,
step?" You find
yep,
it.
yep.
Um, and are most of these customers replacing carpeted stairs? Are they taking carpet out to change over to LVP?
It's actually kind of funny because it's about 50-50
Hmm.
because you have to remember that a lot of people go over the top of their hardwoods
Yeah.
now. And if
Hmm.
they have hardwood steps, they're like, "Well, I want these to match."
Right.
So, and of course we love that because we can just go right over the top of it. And when you take the carpet up, you have to take up the tack strip. All the staples have to come up. So it takes the installers a little bit longer to prep the stairs when they have
Hmm.
carpet on them already. And
Hmm.
then, of course, when you take the carpet off, you always have little hidden surprises too that you weren't expecting.
Yeah. So you actually pointed out in the worksheet that you shared that's at that link that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen to take a peek under the carpet while you're there estimating, right?
Yeah, if you can, I always take a pair of like needle nose pliers with me to the jobs, which are good to have anyway if you want to look under, vents or if you want to, whatever, it's always good to have a pair of needle nose pliers. And then I'll pull the corner of the carpet in on the riser,
Mm-hmm.
just so I can peek behind there, so I can see if it's particle board, if it's wood behind there. That way I kind of know how to proceed rise with risers.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, we were if they had wood on the riser, we would just say, okay, we can paint them. But then it just got to the point when you take that carpet off, because your steps are hidden by carpet, a lot of times the steps are not even.
Right.
And these are things you don't notice until you take the carpet off. So if they're not even, there could be gaps where the wood is, where it meets the tread. So putting a riser, a prefab riser on there is going to cover those gaps. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a cleaner look. They're easier to keep clean too. It just makes the whole staircase a better finished product.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't even ask anymore. I just immediately say white risers. You're getting them. And we've actually bought a lot of I was getting nervous a couple weeks ago because Lowe's around here, I was going to every single Lowe's and they were like all getting sold out because I was buying a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to, I was like, probably at one point, I think we bought like 120 risers at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's pretty crazy. But that's one thing. And then the other thing is builders on landings and pie steps, a lot of times will not put a stair tread. They'll just round the carpet down and that's it. So when
Mm-hmm.
you take that carpet up, you're like, oh, I don't have a cap. I don't have anywhere to stick the cap.
What do you do then?
So then you have to go to Lowe's and buy a $10 stair tread and have the installer put it on. So that's why these are things before you actually do the install that you want to try to find out. And
Right.
you can feel it on a landing. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
feel if there's going to be a lip there or not. You can usually see it too.
Mm-hmm.
So those are, and then also too, don't forget you need cord around for your landings as well to go around the back walls.
So, definitely whenever you're in Lowe's or wherever you get your risers from, just if you're going for if you're going to do the stair game like Jen does and try and add 60-70% margin to your jobs, grab them all. Always
Grab
grab,
all, get
yeah.
all the risers that you can.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about let's see, closing the sale when it comes to stairs. What are the types of objections that you typically encounter and how do you overcome them?
One thing that people usually ask is if they're slippery.
Mm,
That's probably the biggest objection or the biggest question that we get.
yeah.
And how I answer that is this. How many times have you fallen down your carpeted stairs? Most people have because of the rounded edge.
Mm-hmm.
So I made up this little term. I call it footstep. So I tell them, I say, you get more of a footstep when you take that carpet off. So you're actually going to gain space when your carpet comes off the tread. So
you get more of a footstep.
yes, yes. And they're just like, yeah, that makes really good sense. And then if they say, well, we have animals, I don't know if they can get up and down the stairs. No problem. I send them a link to Amazon. They've got clear stair treads you can put on them. They've got decorative ones. Etsy has decorative ones. You just put them on the step. They're non-slip, and you can throw them in the wash. So those are a couple things that I try to diffuse that with.
Yeah.
And then, after the steps are done, they always say to me, wow, they really aren't slippery. Like they're not at all. Because I think you're more conscious too when you're walking down them. But like I said, your foot does create more space for your foot than carpet.
Right. More footstep.
More footstep.
So, really you've had a ton of success with stairs, and I know you know a lot more than we could possibly cover in this conversation when it comes to staircases. But that's what inspired you to create ProCaps, and that's really the secret to your success in selling stairs is that you have that as part of your process, right?
Yep.
So if other people want to learn about ProCaps, what do they do?
So you can go to our Facebook page, which we're on Facebook as ProCaps. You can go to our Instagram, which is ProCaps for Stairs. And then we also have our website, which is lvpstairs.net.
And to get a hold of some samples, you are offering viewers a free sample kit.
Yeah, so we'll put brochures in there. We put our business card and then a 6-inch ProCap sample with a sticker on it. So, and it's they're good. It's a good size. It's easy for you to put in your bag. If you have several salespeople, we can send you, 3 or 4 or whatever for your showroom too. And just having that visual and showing pictures, pictures will sell your stair jobs every single time. If you post a picture on your Facebook of a before and after of a staircase, you will get a lot of interest. And then that's going to get you into the home. You might get people that bought LVP 5 years ago that are like, whoa, I can do my stairs now. The power of social media. You post something like that on Facebook or Instagram, and you're going to get, people are just going to be like, wow, I really want to get this done. And they're just going to start sending you messages. Okay.
You keep talking.
Okay. And estimating the stairs is really easy too, because what you can do is instead of having to take a trip to their house, you can just have them send you a photo of their staircase. And then that way you can tell them, well, it'll be around $2,500 or however you want to price it. And once you tell them that, if they're good with that price, then you can, say, I can bring over some samples to your house. We can try to match up your existing floor. Or if you want to, we can also measure your upstairs hallway, because most people will do their upstairs hallway too, so they can do the top step. So upselling the upstairs hallways are usually pretty simple when you have a stair job. So I always make sure that when they email me or inquire about stairs, that I let them know. I ask them, what are you planning on doing with your top step? And then we can go into that conversation about the upstairs hallway. And then we can start talking about pricing before they come to the store or I even go over to their house. So I was just saying we could send them a picture, or having the customer send you a picture of their staircase beforehand eliminates the price shock a little bit to some people. Because you can say, I've had people say $2,500. Oh my gosh. Then I've had people say, well, that's not bad at all. Yeah. Can you come out next week? So
the pictures are a good sales tool. Pictures of before and after pictures.
Pictures are everything.
Having that sample ProCap on hand so you can hold it up to the step viewed
Yes.
me as a really good sales tool as well.
Yes, absolutely. And if you bring that and you show them, it's really funny because the husbands are always like, "Oh, that is so cool. Like I love that. How did you do that?" Like they all want to know
Mhm.
how we do it. And then the wife is always like, "Oh my gosh, that would look so good." So it's funny how,
Mhm.
the two different how they react, but yeah, the
Yeah.
guys always want to know how we do it. They always
Mhm.
ask that.
And what about the installers? Do you just have a team of installers that just love stairs as much as you do?
I don't know if they love them per se, but they do a fabulous job.
Mhm.
We have one installer that does all our open-ended staircases for us.
And
He's
open-ended staircases are kind of tricky, right? So the
they're
special consideration
yeah,
there.
they are tricky. If you do have an open-ended staircase, I would definitely suggest reaching out to me before you quote it, so I
Mm,
can walk you through how to quote it because it's a little bit different than a typical normal closed-ended staircase.
and all of Jen's information is in that link that's scrolling below, and she welcomes any questions about stairs. That is how much she loves them. She says anybody who is quoting a staircase that needs help or to have their estimate looked over before they send their quote over, get in
I
touch
would
with
love to
her.
help you. Yeah, I would love to help you because I honestly really believe that you can definitely add to your bottom line if you just offer stairs and you are one of the only companies in your area that offer stairs, you are going to stand out above everybody else. And
Mhm.
that is how we have been able to get so much work and so many jobs because we do stairs.
Mm,
It makes a really big difference. People really, they're looking for it.
right, right.
And we can also help you market too. If you're interested in offering ProCaps in your area, we can also help you market them on Facebook to create more lead generation too.
So tell me how that works. So, say for example, I'm a retailer in Iowa. I find ProCaps and I say I want to incorporate these into the quotes that I'm doing for staircases. I'm going to become a retailer for ProCaps. How does that marketing program that you've developed work?
So what we would do is obviously they have to have an existing Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go into they would make us an admin. We would go into their Facebook page and we would add a post. And then we would boost that post throughout their region, however the distance they want. We do 100 miles from our location.
So you're creating Facebook ads and finding customers for your retailers that specifically are coming into their store because they want a
Yes.
ProCap staircase.
Yes. And I will tell you, our average lead cost has been around $3 up a customer
Mm-hmm.
just by doing that.
And that's your cost. You're doing that for your retailers.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, based on where the location is and the distance to your store, but you will get. I did a test market about a month ago in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just wanted to see what was going on down there because we had a couple orders come in from that area. We had
Uh-huh.
a carpet one in South Carolina. And so I was like, okay, let's test the waters down here a little bit. Let's see if we can get any more customer interest. So I
Mm-hmm.
just did a general ProCap ad with a before and after picture, and we were getting tons of messages, people sending us their zip code saying, do you have a retailer in this area? Do you have a retailer in
Mm-hmm.
this area? So then I started reaching out to retailers in those areas and saying, look, we ran an ad down here. These people are interested. You need to carry this in your store. It
Mm-hmm.
was kind of a little reverse engineering that I did just to try to create more interest.
Yeah.
Because you can call retailers. I mean, we're all busy, nobody wants to, so I wanted just to test it out just to see how it would work.
Right.
And it works amazing. It really does.
So you
So
ended up generating a bunch of leads for stores in South Carolina.
yeah, yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
people, yeah. So as soon as we turn that ad on, it's all day long, all day. I skipped it this week, and I did a different marketing approach this week. We're trying to push our Made in America LVP flooring.
Mm-hmm.
So we skipped it this week, and I can definitely tell the difference. So I definitely need to get back on it next week.
A difference in the volume of incoming.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're still getting a little straggle here and there for ProCaps.
Mm-hmm.
But that ad is not producing the ProCap ad, that before and after picture on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or Facebook just catches people's eyes immediately. I don't even think I'd have to write anything. I think I just could put the picture and they'd click on it.
That really that really speaks to the impact of the before and after pictures of stairs, and gives us a little insight into how we could, sprinkle those into our social media posts to really get some excitement going.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about setting yourself apart too. Everybody's always trying to think of how can I set myself apart from big box stores or other stores in my area? What can I do? And offering stairs is, I would say, in the top 3 things you can do to increase your business right now. If you wanted to increase your business next week, this is what you need to do.
Mm-hmm. So anyone who is quoting stair jobs or has any questions about what we've discussed or ProCaps, or just wants to get to know you, how can they get a hold of you, Jen?
So you can email me at Jen, JENN, at pfs.rocks. That's People's Flooring Solutions, abbreviated, .rocks. You can send me an email, or you can call me or text me. My number is 919-604-5094. Text me, call me, send me a message on Facebook. If I'm in the Women in Flooring Facebook group. You can send me a message through ProCaps, and I get back to you like super quick. And that's another thing too, Michelle, I want to mention is timeliness of getting back to people. If you are getting all these messages, if you do decide that you want to sell stairs, you have got to be dedicated and devoted to answering your messages very quickly. Because you can have 20 or 30 messages. And I'm on the phone all day long when I run those ads.
And it's worth it for you.
It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Like I said, most of the time you're going to sell the hallway, you're going to sell carpet. Somebody might say, well, what else do you do? We do other things too. So our location, we typically just do carpet and LVP. That's all we do. With a focus on stairs.
I've mentioned it several times, but Jen's information is also in that link that's scrolling below that I'll drop in the comments when we hop off this video. So I would encourage anybody who is interested in getting to know more about quoting stairs, is dealing with a staircase right now, or has, general questions even about the business, to get in touch with Jen, because she has been in it for many, many years and has a lot of experience that she loves to share.
Yeah, and don't be scared of stairs. They're your friend.
They are your friend, because that's such a huge leap. I think a lot of people are, from what I can gather, the average margin is somewhere around 33 to 37% on jobs. So taking it up to the margins that you mentioned, 60 to 75, that's awesome, and more than doubling it.
It is.
How great would that be to see a bigger return for the amount of work that we're going to put in anyway?
Absolutely. And we all know when you can sell, we all know what the upsell is on accessories, transitions, and quarter round, and all those types of things. So don't shortchange yourself on the stairs, because $150 to $175 a step is not at all out of price range. I really feel like if you can stay within that 135 to 150 range, you're doing really well. You're doing really well, and you're going to make yourself a lot more money. And again, you're going to set yourself apart because they're going to to go with you if you can do their stairs versus someone else that can't.
Mm-hmm.
All day long.
And you've tested it and proven it over and over.
Over and over again. So yeah, and it's exciting, and I still get excited when I go see a job, even though, you know, I have a million pictures of stairs on my phone, because I love to see the customer's reaction.
Yeah.
You know, I love to see their face like, oh my gosh, you were so right. It looks so amazing. I'm like, yes, it always looks amazing. We do. I love it. I absolutely love it. So.
Well, thank you for coming on, Jen, and sharing your experience and expertise. We will continue the conversation in the comments. I'm going to drop some of the things that you shared with me in the comments with this video as well. And thanks so much for your time. We'll talk again soon.
All right, Michelle. Thank you, guys. Go sell some stairs.
Yay!
Thank you.